Hello. So today I'm going to be talking about not hiding, not ever hiding. Please never, never hide your stories, your scripts, your ideas, all of that. Um, I started screenwriting in 2018 after I had finally given up on the idea that I should be a novelist and realized that my attention span is in no way strong enough and long enough to be able to write an entire novel. It just doesn't work. And so I started screenwriting because it's a lot easier to write um, 20,000 words and have a completed story than it is to write 70,000 words and have a completed story. So that for me was just the right avenue. And as soon as I did that, I started doing table reads, and then I started doing, as the pandemic hit, I started doing online table reads. 2020, I didn't do anything because 2020. And so today I need to talk about why you should never hide your scripts. If you've written down a story, that's already a huge achievement. That is already so much more than so many people who set out on this journey of becoming a creative person and becoming a writer, any kind of creative person really, have achieved. And you need to pat yourself on the back, and it's amazing. It's amazing what you've done. It really is. But what now? You written the thing, you did a couple of rewrites, you think it's okay. Now what you gonna do? Now what you're gonna do is talk to people and send it to people and give it to people. And I know I get it so many times. I've like every single forum I read, every single person I talk to is like, what if it gets stolen? First of all, it's protected. Hopefully you've protected it. First of all, everything you write down is automatically protected under copyright law here in Europe anyway. Okay? So first of all, no. Second of all, you're going to protect it anyway. You're going to spend that 20 quid or whatever it is on the WGA or your copyright with the Library of Congress or whatever you want to do. However you want to protect it, you're going to protect it, grant, sort it, email it to yourself, print it out, mail it, sign it, whatever you want to do. Send it to a safe. However secure you want to make yourself, which, by the way, all those things you don't really need to do. You're just going to protect it under copyright and it's done. It's sorted. It's perfectly fine. And then, what are you afraid of? First of all, it's not going to get stolen. Second of all, what do you have to lose? If it ends up being harshly criticized, yep. Take that criticism and say, yeah, you know what? Yeah, it was a shit script. My next one is going to be a lot better. My next one is going to be a lot more written with a lot more experience. All the things that I learned from this one, I'm going to recycle the good parts from this one and reuse them in the next one and be more amazing than you could ever possibly imagine. So don't ever hide the work that you've done. If you feel like it's not ready to be shown to the world, then that's okay too. Then, put it away for a few months, years, whatever. And if you ever choose to come back to it, then, you can come back to it. But a screenplay that doesn't get to be at least read or performed at table reads or doesn't get to, see the light of day is such a sad thing. So I encourage everyone to put out their work. And if your biggest fear is that it's going to get stolen, don't. Yes, we all hear the horror stories of how scripts got stolen and it all. No. First of all, if it's protected, it's not going to get stolen. And if it does get stolen, be glad that you're that good of a writer that somebody wants to steal it and then write the next one that won't get stolen. And the biggest question you need to ask yourself, or the biggest question I need to ask myself, was, where do I want my career to go? And how do I get there? And chances are the answer to that question is not, I want my script to end up in my drawer. Because that's not how I'm going to get where I want to go with my career or with my hobby. Doesn't matter whether you do this as a hobby or as a career choice. Okay, so showcase your work. Now, here comes the big thing. How can we showcase our work? I found that platforms such as Stage 32, Script Revolution, are, or Coverfly are amazing platforms that have helped me. Stage 32 was essentially was the way that uh, uh, my script got found and optioned, and Facebook. But yeah, so don't hide yourself away. Utilize the platforms that already exists. Then the second way in which we can draw attention to our scripts is through competitions. I think there's a few very good competitions out there. I'd be very careful about some of them. Now, if a competition offers you a cash prize and it costs $50 or euro or whatever in, and if it's a competition that nobody's ever heard of and that it has been running for like 2 years, make your own decision. But big competitions like the Nickel Fellowship, which is run by the Academy, which is the Oscars, essentially, the Austin Film Festival, Sundance, those big competitions are definitely worth checking out. And if you happen to place highly or win, that is definitely something that an agent or a manager will look at and see, okay, this writer has a track record that they can utilize to sell. So yeah, the big screenwriting competitions are another avenue in which you can showcase your work. Now, I have recently discovered Script Top, which is an amazing platform. It's very, very new. It's an amazing platform that will really allow you to create a whole packet, which is to say, quotes, documents, photographs, posters, the script itself, summaries, log lines, hooks, budget details. That is a brilliant, just a bundle of information about your script that you can send out to people to have a look at and use as a selling tool. I think they're very new. They're free to use at the moment. I think they're planning to monetize as soon as they've hit a certain target. But they are an amazing platform that you could easily utilize to showcase your work. And last but not least is starting to query agents and starting to query managers and production companies and directors, and starting to build a network of like-minded individuals who might be interested in your work. The best way to do that is through IMDb Pro, and IMDb Pro will give you access to, that's €20 a month, I think, worth every penny if you're starting to get serious about your screenwriting career. That will give you access to their phone numbers, their email addresses, their websites. It depends on who you're trying to query, whether you're trying to find a manager, whether you're trying to find an agent, or whether you're trying to just sell the script straight to a producer or try to option it with a director. Those are the best avenues to do that directly. Now, I've had some success with querying people directly. I've had some answers from actors, from producers. So all of these avenues combined, I think, is the best way to showcase your script and to put yourself out there. Now, you want to be aware of how you represent yourself to potential people that are going to be working with you. The industry is a lot smaller than people think, I think. Especially in a small country like Ireland, I think it's a lot smaller, and I think everybody tends to know everybody, over 6 degrees of separation. So you never know where the connections are going to come from, right? You never know where the connection that is going to give you your big break or whatever else you're looking for, where that is going to come from. But unless you actually put yourself out there and unless you actually put your work out there, that connection is not going to come from anywhere. So I think that's the main thing that you need to think about when you have a script that's ready to be sent out into the world. And if you do, good luck and thank you.